So it's a CSV file, right? So you get the imported. Everybody managed to get data into Power BI, right? So if you got it imported, then next thing you can go to transform, right? Transform data. So here's some information on the PowerPoint that you got. So store is a number, it's a whole number, very first field. Date, the week of sales, because it's weekly data. Then we have holiday flag. 1 means it's a holiday week, 0 means it's not a holiday week. Then you have temperature. So in this case we have average temperature for the week when the sales was made. Fuel price, CPI, and the unemployment data, right? So I would like to see these as attributes or the table headers. Because in this case we have column 1, column 2, and so on. Anybody recalls how will we do that? So use first row as headers, right? So let me show you one more thing, because in this case we need to do it twice, right? So hypothetically assume that we have 5 rows which are empty. So what you can do is, if you go to transform, and you should have an option there, remove top rows. Okay. See, hang on guys, my screen is kind of messed up, so let's do that. Okay. Anyway, I hope they will change the resolution at some point before we finish. Okay. So in home, under reduce rows, so okay. Here you can see here, right? So under reduce rows option, you will have remove rows and remove top rows, right? So in this case we can say remove top 1 row, right? Where it's useful when you have lots of empty rows at the start. Okay. So let's say I want to remove top row, and here we go. So that has removed the top row, right? So there's nothing wrong, you can do promote headers, that's okay. But if you have so many empty rows, you may need to do it 10 times, right? So it will save you time. So let's promote it. So now we have store, date, weekly sales, and so on, right? So you have data there, which is with proper attributes, proper column names, right? Everybody okay up to this point? Okay, so what should we do next then? Yeah, so you check for data types, right? Okay. Right, so store, it is going to be a number. So we're going to make it a whole number. So I won't replace the current column, that's okay. And don't change data at the moment. We'll come to that in a minute. I will show you what's going wrong there. And let's go ahead. Weekly sales, it should be decimal, right? So in programming we call decimals floating point numbers, right? So replace it. Holiday is going to be a number because it's 0 and 1. So okay, whole number. Then we have temperature, that will be decimal, right? Okay. The fuel price, again decimal number. Then we have CPI, decimal. So let's say I want to keep up to 3 decimal places. There's so many decimal places there, right? So you can do the rounding here. So if you click on rounding, rounds, and up to 3 decimal places. And further we have unemployment data. So it is going to be decimal, right? Okay. What should we do with the last column? We drop it, right? Okay. Okay. So we remove it. So again, please change the column profiling to the entire data set. Remember, otherwise the column profile is only based on top 1000 rows. So that's in the left hand side in the bottom, right? So if we go column profiling, entire data set. Okay. What should we do next then? Check for errors. So is there any error in this data? So if we go down there, so store has a value minus 20, right? And error also. Okay. So this one seems like we can drop it, right? This row number 47. So let's drop errors. So remove errors. Any other problem here? Minus 20 value, right? So what would your recommendation for minus 20? Can you please check it? Shall we drop it? Shall we modify it? What should be your verdict on minus 20? Modify. So what would you change it to? To 1? Anybody else? What should we do with minus 20? It's a duplicate. So how do you know it's a duplicate? Yeah, so always compare the other attributes too, right? In this case we can see it's the same date and same weekly sales, right? So which means we can remove it, right? So anybody thoughts how will we remove this value? Okay, let's try that. So, but it's a duplicate. Minus 20. Anybody thoughts how will we remove this minus 20? But then we'll drop the entire ones from here. So let's try that. Let's try that. Okay, so we want to replace it. So replace values. I want to replace minus 20 with 1. And now I want to okay, remove duplicates. So you can see I only see 1 now once. It has removed everything else. So it's just not going to work, right? So what else you can do here? So I'm going to go back. So I'm go back to minus 20. So good news is we can undo these steps, right? Okay. How will you do that?
When you click on that drop down arrow,
Uh-huh.
you can deselect the -20 values.
Okay, but it will just hidden from here.
It will,
But later on when we do the visualization, we still have same problem, right?
Then we go to the home and select the remove zero.
Okay, so if I go to home, remove 0,
So there is an option आ रहा है.
Hmm.
Remove zero.
okay. So where is it exactly? Oh, remove rows. Okay, remove rows, reduce rows. Okay, so you're saying that we say no, remove duplicate will remove all the duplicates. See, this is a duplicate too. So there's no option there. So that brings us to the point. Data analysis is more about logical thinking. It's more about problem solving. So one of the things you can do here is, we know that we can remove errors easily. I can produce an error for minus 20. So what we can do here is, let's go back, change it to text again, and let's make minus 20. So I'm going to replace minus 20 with a text value. So let's say AB. Anyways, in this case there's only one minus 20, right? So we are not too much worried about anything else. And I want to make it, change it back to whole number, right? So as soon as you do that, that minus 20 become an error. So now you can remove error, which is easy to do, right? Okay. Okay. So that's why you spend like 90% of your time on data pre-processing. Once it's in good shape, visualization is easy. Okay. So next thing we want to do is, okay, so I would like you guys to go ahead. I would like to check every column for the column statistics, right? Can you identify any other anomalies in this data set? So for example, if you enable the column stats and the value distribution, you should be able to easily obtain information on different columns, right? So leave date at the moment. Don't worry about date because there's a big issue with date. I'll walk you through that. Well, rest of the columns. Any issues with weekly sales? So 0 errors. There's nothing empty, NaN, right? And we don't see any negative values, right? So it's likely to be a clean data. Then we have holiday flag, no errors, and we expect only 2 values, right? So min is 0, max is 1. Is everybody okay with holiday flag? Then temperature. No error, no empty, but there's a minus, right? Negative temperature. So if we're not sure from where the data is coming, we should check, right? Is that a legit value or not, right? So, but we know that temperature can be in minus, so we're going to take the face value. That's good. Fuel price. No negatives. No errors. So this is good. CPI is so this is good too. Unemployment. So there's a negative value. Minus 7.808. So anybody, what should we do about that? So let's see, unemployment. So we have some values starting from row number 16 onwards, right? What we can do with that? Anybody thoughts? Shall we drop it? Shall we replace it? Replace with positive 7.08, right? Because usually unemployment rate will not change on weekly basis. And if you look at the previous values and the future values within this particular week, so these are kind of 7.808, so we can kind of change that easily to the same value, right? So you already know that how to replace, right? Right click and replace. So let me show you one more way to do it. So in this case, think about a hypothetical scenario that unemployment rate numbers are correct, but most of these are recorded as negative value. So we made some data entry error at some point, but we don't need to drop these values. We just want to make them all positive, right? So you can add a conditional column. So if we go to, so select the unemployment rate, add column, and let's do custom. So I'm going to give it a name, unemployment rate. Don't give it a same name, it won't work. So I'm just going to call it unemployment rate positive, right? Everybody knows about conditional statements in Excel? So how a conditional statement works? Conditional, yeah, if else. So okay, don't worry, let's look into that. So even in Excel you can write conditional statements, right? So which means you can impose certain conditions and ask it to select certain data, right? So a typical format for any conditional statement so you have if, then you have condition, right? Then we tell our system what to do, right? So we have then outcome. So that's a typical structure. Doesn't matter you write in Python, Power BI, Excel. You always have a if, then condition, then outcome, right? You can make multiple conditions. So then we use else if, again, condition, then outcome. Whatever the last condition is, that will go under else. So in this case, we will have outcome. So you can think of a scenario. Let's say I have 3 numbers in my data set, 1, 2, and 3. Whenever we have number 1, I want to create a new column and call it red. Right? So in that case, my conditions will be written as if number value. So imagine that's my column name. This is my column name. So number value is 1, then red. Else if number value 2, then blue, right? Else green. So I can create a new custom column based on I can translate these numbers using those conditions into some color coding, right? Okay. So in Excel, like when you do the conditional formatting, that's what's happening in the background. Is everybody okay with that? Okay. So let's write it here. So we're going to say if we have column name is unemployment, is less than 0. If it's less than 0, it's negative value, right? Yep. So then we have unemployment rate multiplied by -1. So if it's less than 0, we multiply unemployment rate with -1. Even, I mean, it's just really useful in Power BI. You can see it is telling us you need to have an else. You can see here it's saying there's an error, right? So then we can say else unemployment. So what's happening here, I'm saying if unemployment, that's your column name, is less than 0, we multiply the unemployment with -1. That will make it positive. Otherwise, we keep it as such. So again, data analysis is about problem solving, right? So every time you will encounter something new. Okay. Anybody apply? Did it work? Okay. So I mean, if you're doing it first time, I will highly recommend in Excel you can use if conditions. So please practice in Excel too. It's just a very handy tool, right? Or approach to filter out data. So as we go through, I would like you guys to apply it, right, in Power BI, because later on we're going to use some of these results, right? Okay. So let's press OK. So we have this unemployment rate positive, which is updated data now, right? And now you can go ahead and just delete the previous column name that as unemployment rate, right? So I'm going to delete this column, remove it, and we have this, so we can double click right on the column itself, and I have unemployment rate as a new column. Okay. So only issue we have a dates column now. So now everybody okay after this point? So I would like you guys to go here and change the date to, sorry, the data type to date. It is going to produce some errors. So after changing it, let's undo the step. I'm going to undo it. Can you please tell me what's going wrong here? So dates are in two different formats. What could be the reason that dates are in two different formats? Maybe your Power BI is better than mine then. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay. Okay, in your case it's already picked up. Okay. You managed to do it? Okay. Okay, no, good. But I want to show you something here because I think mine settings are for my system at US dates. But in case you encounter this type of situation in future, right? So let's do that. So what's happening? Maybe anyway, you can do these steps with me too. So it will still go through, right? So let's do it. So in my case, as I've shown you guys earlier, because dates are in two different formats, my system settings are to US. So as soon as I do this, I have errors, right? So in this kind of situation, we want to split the dates. So split means I want to have a column which contains day, column with month, and column with year, right? So how you do that? So there's an option for split. So if we go to, right, hang on. So yeah, so if you go to transform, under transform you have text column. Okay, so if you guys look here under transform, right, text column. Everybody has it? In your case it will look differently because split column. Okay, here we go. Alright, so split column. And even in my case a split column too, because the resolution is just kind of condensing everything, right? So let's go to split column. So there are different options. You can split by number of characters. You can say split column after every 2 characters, but that won't work, right? Because dates will start from 1, 2, 3. It will go to 2 digits and so on. Then you have split by position. You can mention the position. Let's just split at every 6th position, 7th position, whatever that is. In most cases we split by delimiter. So that's a special character. Okay. So if we do that, so I'm going to split column using hyphen. I believe in your case dates are in hyphen, right? Okay. So advanced options. Yeah, we want to split into 3 columns because what will happen, it will be day, month, and year, right? So as soon as you do that, it's going to produce 3 columns. At the moment, I'm not too worried about the column names. You can see when I had slash in my date, it didn't do anything. However, whenever I encountered the hyphen, the minus sign, it kind of split the column into 3 different. Now what I can do, I can put these back using slash. Okay. So let's select 3 columns. So date 1, date 2, date 3, and we will do merge columns. Okay, here we go. Under add columns, you have option to merge. And as soon as you click on that, we need to define a separator. So in this case, I'm going to do a custom one because I want my dates to be matched using slash. So let's do that. And press OK. What happened? Where's the merge column? Merge column. I think it's going to be at the end. Here we go. So I think it will be inserted at the end, right? Everybody managed to do it? Yes, no? You're getting double slash, okay? Means you did it, okay? Anybody else getting double slash at the end? Don't worry, we'll resolve that. So you guys are on right track. Okay, anybody else getting double slash at the end? So even your dates in correct order, I would like you guys to do it because later on when we do the case studies for last 2 days, you should know at least these things, right? So can you do it, please? So I can repeat these steps, right? So first we split it using hyphen, right? Then after splitting, we merge it using slash. it merged into one column, right? So I used to do with these settings, right? So what you can do is when you go to double slash, split it again with a slash. Can you split the same column again?
Now the order of dates.
You need to put together, right? So the last one here. So we have I have the months in the middle, right? You have months in the middle too. So where's your dates? Yeah, so you select these two in the sequence. How many? So you have the day, month, and year. Now you can draw these two. That you don't need to. So guys, when you're putting together date, it needs to be day, month, and year, right? Just make sure. Okay.
It is fine now.
Yeah, and your people is fine.
Same here.
Yeah, in case you don't keep it दोबारा पे स्ट्रेस करके just draw whatever you don't need, right? Right, so I'm just falling behind, huh? Okay. Yeah, so just make sure that it's day, month, and year, right? So once we have this in place, now we can go back and change type to day. Okay, that's another good one because my day system as US. So in this case, we have month, right? System settings, we have month. So what you can do is, if you go to use locate, last option. So in my case, I think in your case it's going to be okay, but I need to select US instead of English US. I need to select UK. So English UK, and once I do that, now my dates should be good. Nope, not yet. Come on, don't let me down. So 423. So we have using locate, replace, yes, and sorry, I just changed it to text. It needs to be date, right? So that was the mistake there. So we're going to, so you can see that's going to be day, then month, then year. So let's press OK. Now it's good, right? So this is a most common problem when you get data from different sources. So the whole idea to show it to you guys was, in some cases, yes, it picked up, but you may run into this issue in future, right? Okay. So I think TT is there. If you guys want to take a 15 minutes break, then we'll kind of reconvene. So well, please save your work, right? Sorry? Only apply. We'll come back to this again, right?